It's about to go mental.
Listen.
Whoever, I was going to ask a follow-up question about the Octagon.
I was going to ask about FaZe because he was part of the launch team for FaZe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I guess we can do that and then like all the back stuff now. And then from then on, it'll be like straight up DMCs and Future.
FaZe, that's
Yeah.
a big one, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
And then PJ, you were the community stuff. How'd you get your name? Just kidding.
Yo, man, I'm always curious, bro. Sometimes I answer the question at the wrong time. Like, sure.
Yo, I got a question. So good.
All right.
All good. 1 2 1 2. Welcome to the Skratcher Podcast Show. We got Rayted-R. We got Jovie J, PJilla, and then oh my God, we have a special guest today, a familiar face and family member of the Skratcher community. You may have seen him on TV as that cool uncle with the shades. No, he's not Uncle Jesse from Full House, but he is a household name in the tables industry, the man of many hats, coffee connoisseur, controversially the one who may have jump-started my career. Battle Ave in sessions, now DMC Worlds, DJ Antriks in the house.
Yes, sir. 100 right there.
Yeah, bro. Man,
Thank you for the intro.
bro, it's all true, man. Like we were just talking about it right before you jumped on, but we feel like you're like the bridge between worlds within worlds. Without yeah, man, legit.
Thank you. Yeah. It's a labor of love, really. You know, to do everything that we're doing here. So I've got my foot in many different different pools, and so I have fun with it. I just try to have fun.
Yeah. And it goes to show like we were just talking about like, yo, we would like reminisce and talk about like, yo, this event happened, or this battle happened, or this product came out, and you're tied to almost every single thing that's out there for the tables world.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. I mean, I heard one of your podcasts, you guys were talking about FaZe, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that era, and you know, all the Turntablist battles that we did.
Yeah.
With DJ Tech, and yeah, I've been around the block. So it's cool. Like it's cool. It was always kind of cool when you were younger, you know,
Right.
being a part of everything. And
Yeah.
I kind of found my footing in the corporate side of things, but I'm trying to bring the whole culture there. So definitely.
No, it's dope. Like, I mean, this will segue perfectly into like what. I mean, a lot of people probably know how your your history as a DJ, but what got you into DJing to begin with?
To DJing?
Yeah.
Oh, purely family, man. Like my aunt was a DJ, my uncles were DJs.
Right.
You know, here in Hercules, I live in a little small town that's full of hills. And the story I used to hear as a kid is that they would ride their bikes to different garages and battle DJs that were practicing in their garages.
Okay.
You know, back here in the Bay, it was always mobile crews. It wasn't individual. And a lot of the mobile crews here in the Bay, like, excuse me, you have people like, you know, Qbert had his own crew, Shortcut had his own crew. But my family got me into it 100%. And then I think right when I reached about, I would say about 14, I got my first job. And it was purely just to raise enough money to buy turntables. And as soon as I got enough, I quit the job. I was like, oh, this is all I want to do. Yeah.
That's crazy. So like from that, like what sparked the launch of Battle Ave?
My man, I would say my experience battling, really.
Okay.
You know, I was doing a lot of battles in my teenage years and straight out of college. And then my town just didn't have enough battles. I always had to go to San Francisco. I had to go to San Jose. And I had a kind of knack for throwing events. I used to throw talent shows when I was maybe 18. I used to do it at the local high schools around here.
Okay.
And part of that talent show was a DJ battle. So Miles Medina was one of the first DJs that
No shit.
Mastermind.
Master Miles was at the time. But some guys from San Jose, G-Tech. I don't know if you know G-Tech.
I know
Kinda
Glenn.
OG. Iltrax from San Jose. A lot of local dudes. But that started the whole battle world thing. And then we finally came up with a name we saw how fun it was to throw a battle. And a lot of our, I don't know if you guys know the crews out here, like the B-boy crews, like Rock Force.
Mm-hmm.
All of us are from the same town, and we're like, we should probably do a battle together. And we just came up with the name Battle Ave because it made sense, because it was like bringing different battles together in one venue.
When did Battle Ave start? Like 2000 or even earlier?
Yeah, 2002 was the very first Battle Ave, but
oh shit,
I think that around 2012 is when I started to kind of come out to the beat swap meets, and I was doing stuff for Thud Rumble.
okay.
And that kind of kick-started Battle Ave again, because we started doing, Ray was there at the first one that we did in Berkeley, where we started doing head-to-heads, like straight up UFC style. That was the original intention of it, and it might be the future of it. But the head-to-head battles is what we did. We threw one with Switch versus I think it was Nocturnal. It was pretty heated. Like, it was pretty dope the way we did it. We did trailers and shit, a lot of video footage. It was pretty cool.
So did that spark your I guess your interest into doing video?
Yeah, well, the video came because I was working outside of the industry for a while as a kind of a content creator for an insurance company, which is kind of weird.
Wow.
Yeah, but they were heavily focused on YouTube, and I was seeing a lot of the content. This was my first like real experience with YouTube, and I was seeing a lot of the content on YouTube. I was like, you know what, if I did something in the Turntablist world, it might make it more interesting for me to come back and do something there. And I was traveling with Flo. You guys know Flo from the
yeah, that's right.
But we were traveling together because he was working with me, and he helped me. We were kind of just in the hotel rooms talking about, would it be dope if we're in LA? Let's go talk to Manuel. Let's go talk to Image. Let's go talk to all these cats that I think we met up with Switch at a restaurant and just had tacos or something, and we were just like kind of like vlogging, early day vlogging.
Damn.
Trying to figure out what we were trying to do with this, and then it turned into like, well, what if we took the YouTube aspect and molded it with battles? And that kind of where it kicked off. We're like, oh shit, this is kind of a cool little format. Like, let's just run with it and see where it goes. We didn't have any idea about the scene at the time. I think I was stuck in the early 2010s maybe with the people I knew. And then when we came back and started doing stuff on Instagram and all that stuff, or not Instagram, but YouTube and all of that, that's when we started to kind of meet people like you. And, I met Ray around that time, and everyone else in the scene kind of started to pop out. So we're like, damn, we should just continue this to kind of keep connecting the dots with people.
Right. I think I know we've touched base on this on, I guess, what was it, season 1 or 2? Oh, season 2 of our Skratcher podcast. Like, we had you on. We had the honor to have you on previously, but we're just doing just like getting up to date and just linking up again with you is dope. But yeah, like my first time like actually seeing who Battle Ave or what Battle Ave was is like you did a little video, a montage and documentary of you just building a octagon. I was like, yo, this is so dope. Like, and I love watching videos of guys, creatives doing process and stuff like that. And in the tables world, there was nobody doing that. And then you were the first one I saw, and I was like, yo, this is dope. I was hooked on like following you. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man. I mean, I think about it now and I'm like, damn, I wish I was able to monetize myself back then.
Right.
Because I did so much on YouTube and I was like, damn, this is kind of blowing up.
Right.
But then, it sucked because it also like, it was the era of Facebook and Instagram. And so you were battling with platforms but yeah, that video specifically, I remember doing it. I was just, vlogging. It was really just about trying to show the people that, we're here and we want to do this kind of cool shit, like build an octagon out of Home Depot parts.
Right.
I still got that same octagon in my house. Like, I still use it as a
That's
pizza table.
crazy. That's dope. No, we based our octagon off of your video. We're like, yo, how did he do it? That's dope.
It's an iconic thing, right? The octagon is iconic for scratching. So we were doing it for Thud Rumble too, so that kind of sparked it. It was like, we're gonna Thud Rumble at the time. I was pretty close with, and they offered to sponsor something. Yeah, and I was like, let's do a scratch battle on an octagon. That would seem kind of cool. And then I remember going to Home Depot that day and was like, that looks like it can turn into an octagon. That I need some Velcro for from sides and all that shit. Let's just try it out. So
Just
yeah,
make
that was
it
a fun
pretty.
time. Fun time for me.
That's sick. You were out in Washington for at least a year, right?
Yeah. I was there just
Yeah.
kind of like I had a sister that got into a pretty bad accident, and we tried to we were thinking of transitioning out of California. But then we found out that there was my wife had a lot more opportunity to come back here as a teacher, and so we tried it out. It worked out pretty nice. It was pretty dope. I got to see some of the guys at the events out there, but I was pretty much a homebody dude. Lakewood is so far from Seattle. Anything 45 minutes away is like, oh, that's too far.
Yeah, shouts out to Joyance. We were just talking about you last night on our party line, but he was like, man, Antriks was here for a year. He didn't want to hang out with me. No, exactly. Like you're far out there, and then the fact that like he said that you did come out to the Skratch Lounge events.
I did. I came out to one of them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just to show face, but
and he was saying like, yo, Antriks is mad cool, man. He came out and he just like gave out Battle Ave records to everyone out there. It's like sick.
I remember seeing you, dude. I was like, the fuck are you doing here, dude?
You were there when we went in 2012 when we performed our DMC set.
Yeah.
You filmed it.
Yeah. I remember, man. That was dope. It was. I don't know why I was there. I think I was there for a cut, and then you guys were coming back.
Yeah.
You guys were coming into the town, and I was like, oh fuck it, I'll stay for this.
That's sick.
Yeah, that was good. You guys should get back together, man. I think that shit was. I think we
Right?
need teams in DMC, bro. Like,
Right?
DMC is suffering from that. We need them teams back, bro.
I feel like it's hard right now. I mean, with everyone right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I live far away. Everyone got their stuff. I was gonna say Mike Virus. He has 2 kids.
Oh, dad life for real.
Same with Christian. He got his girls, and just that time. I mean, we're all spread apart, man. It's just hard to make time.
Yeah, I think even when we got C2C back, it was a tough one, because they're all spread out behind in France, but I still think teams is like one of those category or one of those styles of turntablism that would probably do really well for the community or for the public. They're like seeing it in a band formation, like
Yeah.
The interest of it has been a little different this year and recently with turntablism. So
Yeah, before we get too deep about DMC, I wanted to ask, man, like during Battle Ave, you said you went to Home Depot to put together that octagon. Like, did you have a blueprint of knowing how to build it?
No, nah, man. That's all fucking high school wood shop, dude. It's
What the heck?
if I use this horseshoe, this is about the right height. Or the stands. I was like, this is
With
about
the
the
horse,
right height. Yeah, and then I was looking at planks, and I was like, it has to be sturdy. And then I have a table saw, so all I need to do is cut the corners. And then when I went to go, I didn't even bring a measuring tape. I brought I was like, this is a turntable, this is a mixer. That should be good.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah. I was, I'm kind of stupid like that, where I'll get into something and not even like really plan it out. But yeah, that's exactly how I did it. And then I was like, well, I don't want people to see the underside of it. I want to stuff shit under there. So let me go grab some Velcro. And I went to Michael's to buy the fabric. Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about, man. I competed on that table.
Yeah. It was kind of sturdy, man. It wasn't that bad. Like,
It worked. And I was surprised. I mean, the way that you're describing it right now, I'm like, no fucking way, man. I did remember the little that horse like bench thing that it was on. But I was like, damn, it fucking works like that. I was like, dude, legit, man. Kudos to your innovation. No measuring tape. That's insane, man.
Yeah. So
Doing it all by eye. That's
eyeballing, bro.
Like,
Cool
how many versions of that octagon did you make?
I bought enough to make 2 of them.
Okay.
Just in case, because the those legs were pretty flimsy. But I still, that wood, like it's been, sometimes I leave it outside and it's in the rain and shit, but it's still good. I guess it's a pretty solid wood. So yeah, all guessing.
and you would travel with that, right? To like the beat swap meets and so forth, right? It'd be in your car.
Yeah, I would shove it into my my truck or my Highlander. It all fit,
Damn.
DJs are very good at Tetris.
Definitely.
Damn, you did that, bro. You brought that shit all around, dude.
Yeah. It was cool, man. Like I was young. I was just trying to like show up with cool shit all the time. Like whenever I do events, I always try. If you ever see the early stage, like the early day Battle Aves, there's a sign on the stage that I made out of like a dowel, and I cut some cardboard and I made it look like a real sign, like a real Battle Ave sign. And I took some old ass tires and threw it on the stage to make it look like it was some kind of street shit.
This guy.
Yeah, all the battle rappers were making fun of it, but they're like, yo, that shit was dope, you know? I try to be a little bit authentic. Like you seen the stage when I first did that one in Berkeley, you know?
Yeah, that was sick.
Dude, I brought out my whole record shelf. That was from my house. I took it apart and brought it there with all the records.
Dude.
Yeah, and brought those couches. Yeah, it was I'm kind of crazy.
I feel like
you
it's
did
hard.
bring those.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's hard for you to get out whatever you do, so you're so into it, right?
Yeah. Like I'm very much about the immersive experience, like the stuff that we did at NAM. You know, even that Wild Cuts battle was very immersive. Everyone was facing each other. Everyone was able to look at each other. I couldn't do much for the environment, but for the most part, I wanted people to feel like, yo, this is kind of nuts. That's why I put the cut to cut on an octagon, because you're facing each other like a real battle.
Mm-hmm.
And DJ battles are, you know, fundamentally they were side to side, and you're looking from side to side. But if you're looking straight at someone, you can, you know, I don't know if you've seen that video of artists flipping off critique.
That's a dope video, man.
Yeah, but that's the kind of, and even when we did the original Battle Ave, I had the DJs facing each other, because I wanted to feel that real battle sense of it. So
was that like one of the most views video, like in your channel, like artist versus critique?
I don't know. I think the most viewed one was the very first cut to cut I actually threw.
Oh shit.
It had Lazy Boy, Traps. Damn, who was it?
Oh, I remember this. They were cutting to electro, right? They were cutting it to electro.
Yeah.
It
was pretty intense.
I remember that battle.
I did it with Illest. I don't know if you know that brand. But
Yeah, I remember you did that.
Oh yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, that was my most, because when we came out with the one where Ray was there, it was kind of a new battle. But when we unveiled the cut to cut is when it started to kind of pick up. So like, I think the cut to cut LA was one of the big ones, the one we started touring shit. But yeah, all the Skratch ones are all the heavy hitters on our channel.
Shout out to artists, man. Fucking
Yeah. Shout out to artists.
He just posted that picture too.
He
Yeah,
did.
Yeah, they commented like still like the best photo till this date.
That's hilarious. So, and like from doing all of the battles, the cut to cut in the early days, like, what was the biggest win or lesson organizing battles?
Ooh, biggest win or lesson in organizing battles. I think it's Murphy's Law, that everything that could go wrong will go wrong. You know, like you forget a chord.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
I often, my biggest one was I would always put the wrong address on flyers.
No.
Yeah, that was a big one. I had to get people to start checking me on that.
Oh, damn.
But you know, in terms of, I think the biggest one was learning how big this scene is, but how small it is.
Yes.
That's been the kind of, I guess, learning experience, even throughout the DMCs and Battle Ave. It's just, I want this world to grow a little bigger, because when you look at it when you look at it from afar, do you hear a ukulele? Is that me? Okay. When you hear
A what?
and I think it's my son playing the ukulele upstairs. When you look at it from an expanded view, you look at the generations. You know, we were kind of doing that with DMC, was looking at the generations from the 80s up to the 90s and 2000s. And when you get to the 2000s, it starts to really shrink in terms of champions, in terms of communities that are out there. And it's kind of awesome to see a universe like your guys', the Skratcher universe, start to expand again. So that was seeing the ebbs and flows of the growth of the community has been a kind of a cool experience to see. Because when I came out, it was pretty like there was a lot of people everywhere, and then all of a sudden everyone was clustered together.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh, that was fun. 2012 to like 2017, I think was like a really good time for turntablism. And then now when you get into 2020s, we're seeing a lot of younger people, a lot more younger people getting involved, and now we're the unks in this, and so we're having to take on that role and trying to see where I fit in all of this. And everyone's teaching, everyone's kind of doing, playing their role in the universe of it. So that's probably the coolest part of it.
That's sick.
I want to ask you about your involvement with the FaZe team.
Sure.
So yeah, how did you become part of it? How did they approach you? What did you think when you saw it for the first time and you actually like tested it out? And what was your input into the final product?
Yeah, so NAMM is the connector to everything. And I was attending NAMM for several years. And the creator of FaZe actually started with Mix Fader. I don't know if you guys remember the Portal Fader. And we were interface. I was doing a lot of touring stuff for that. I was doing a lot of product tours. And then from that, I remember getting a Facebook message from Cedric, who's the creator of FaZe. He said, hey, take a look at this. And there was this funky looking box. It looked like a box with tape on it, and it was on a record, and it was just spinning. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And he was like, dude, don't tell anybody, but this is our new product that we're going to unveil. And they really loved working with me because of my connection with Battle Ave. It was more so because of Battle Ave and the connection I had with the community that is kind of more relatable to the product. And then I remember I think it was December, right before they unveiled the FaZe. The very first iteration of FaZe I saw was that clunky box. And then one Christmas, they said every year they would ask me to coordinate for the Mixware booth, and FaZe was a distributor for Mixware. They asked me just to assemble a lineup, and they didn't tell me what the product would look like. So it was like I got Flip Flop. I think I got you, Ray. I got IQ. I can't remember exactly who I got. Miles Medina there. I got as many big hitters as I could get. And that very first day of NAMM, I remember Undercut. I ran to Undercut walking in there, and he was like, "Yo, Rain's about to unveil this clippable thing to the Rain 12. It was this the Rain 12 was supposed to be the hit that year." And he was telling me about this Jesse Dean's needle, and I was like, oh shit, well, I'm at the FaZe booth, I don't know what they got, but let's go check it out. And that first day of NAMM, the very first video that popped up on social media was of Undercut, because I said, come by the booth, there's some shit going on there that I don't know about. And the very first video that I took of Undercut, I think Jazzy Jeff shared it. And it started to just kind of blow up because people were like, what the fuck? Because he was picking up the record and going like this with it. That was my first real interaction with the actual product, was that same day that everyone else saw it. I saw it. Yeah. That was kind of at first it was Jazzy Jeff, and it was just kind of ballooned to like Shortcut was there. Everyone started coming by the booth. So I was like, oh fuck. They even got named, I think, product of the year or product of NAMM, whatever.
Yeah. It was definitely the buzz of that year, the NAMM buzz.
Yeah. And for me, my involvement was more so on the community aspect about what the community is going to want from this. Obviously, some of the biggest issues were latency in the early stages, and I had to do a lot of damage control.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So a lot of the times when you were on Instagram, it was me on there trying to talk to people. Hey, give it some time, because they kind of prematurely put it on pre-order.
Yeah.
And people were pissed off about that shit.
Yeah.
But my input was more about how you get the trust from the community. And then that was about keeping constant communication with them. Like, hey, and then me putting myself out there as Battle Ave, doing all those tours that I was doing. I put together a bunch of product tours in the USA. They really love that. A bunch in Europe. And just getting it in front of the community that matters. I thought that was the most important part. It's like, if you want the trust from the turntablists, you got to be where they are. So I took them to like community Skratch games in the UK. You know, we did our own tour here in the USA, just to kind of unveil it. I was probably the first one to have it here in the USA for a while, and I was just kind of hiding it in my house. I didn't want to know that I had that shit, but yeah. And then it came to, like, you know, the Phase DJ games was probably my last thing that I did for them. Was putting together the battles and the way that they the way that they kind of interact with the communities. But then when it came to like the actual functionality of it, I did go to Paris a couple times to kind of I was there maybe once a year, and I would spend like 2 weeks there, just kind of giving feedback about how to market it and create some content. If you hear the early videos, it's all my voice.
Right. Yeah.
It's all my voice doing the tutorials. I did kind of everything for them to kind of launch them. I launched their Instagram from 0 to whatever it is now. But it's most of the stuff I did for Battle Ave, really. You know, that's really what they brought me on for. Yeah, that thing is crazy. What do you guys think of the new one?
It's crazy.
Yeah, you can be honest.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. But I mean, yeah, I feel like it's the same thing plus, you know, the LCD in the top, but yeah, I mean, there's no urgency. I feel like personally, there's no urgency for me to upgrade, but if you don't have Phase, I mean, get that. But if you have Phase already, you know, I'm good.
Yeah, I still have my Phase, but man, dude, I've been using that Cross 12 lately. It just has, you know, like, I don't know, I don't bring out Phase like that. I don't gig that much either, so I can't really say that it's useful, but
yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. Like, it's cool. I think, like, if you're really into it, you know, it's another tool to try to innovate or come up with something different, you know, just because of the placement. Because I know it has that cue function, and you can trigger some of the effects and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable for things to happen with it. A little bit extra from what you could do now, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance. I mean, they hit me up to go back out for NAMM this year, this year, but I didn't end up going.
I thought you were gonna show up. That's why
I thought so too. I was really close to, you know, because I didn't really help too much this year. I was trying to, you know, they got their own connections now. That's kind of my job in this community, really, is just give sometimes these companies the links that they need, and then I move on from there. Let's put it that way. It feels like that, you know what I mean? So it's like I got to be very protective of the things that I do and how I move, because you know how it is with these companies. There's a way that they move, and there's a way that we move. And
that's right.
You know, for the most part, I'm always advocating for the DJ. Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah.
It's tough because it's like, I don't know if this is a dying culture. You know, like it's either dying with us, or it's living with the kids that we see now online, and they're doing a completely different style of turntablism than what I'm used to. And I was talking about that with Shorka. I was like, turntablism today is kind of like the remixes and simple transitions, and not so much scratching, and in a way that people can digest it, I guess you can say. I don't know what it is, but the new style of turntablism is just as dumbed down as everything else. And trying to get people to see this as a beautiful art form is kind of what I'm trying to push, you know, through the way that I do it through Battle Ave and DMC. It's like, this is a beautiful thing to see in its motion, and it's okay that you don't understand it, but you know, you should be definitely engaged with what you're watching. Like, oh shit, like I don't know, I can't understand it, but it sounds pretty sick. So
does Battle Ave have a, because I'm been lost in the game sometimes, you know what I mean, I'm getting old, but Battle Ave have a portable online battle?
We did. Man, I think in that portable era, I wasn't trying to do my own I did one portable battle before we did the Wild Cuts battle, and that was just to test if it was going to work with the format, because the cut to cut worked. And so we did a small portable battle with Dud Rumble, and it worked out really well. But then when we did the wild cuts, I didn't really see there wasn't really much room to do more portable stuff. It was more like, let's let that one flourish and I'll stick to my lane. I think DMC, before I got on, they tried to do a DMC portable battle too.
Right.
But they started to notice people were just doing it in their house. They weren't doing it like outside. And that was the beautiful part about portablism. Like, that's why we did the portable. We kind of just did sessions in the park. That was our thing. It was like,
that was cool.
Yeah, it was like meets. Like, let's meet in the park. We went to Spain. This was for the Mix Fader, by the way. It was like we went to Spain. We went to, I think it was France too. But and we would just meet the community in the park. I remember when we were in Spain, I didn't understand a word they were saying. We bought beer, and I was just like, see, yes, and as soon as everyone started cutting, I started filming. So there's that video of everyone at the fountain. It's like they all were able to communicate. That was the first time that I was like, oh shit, we're actually communicating with each other. They know what to do. But the entire time, me and Excess were like, what the fuck, dude? I don't understand what they're saying. Like, I didn't even think about a translate app or anything. I'm pretty horrible at this. But I didn't.
Antriks, so you're saying that this culture is like, it's either like we move the culture forward or we die with it, right? Like it's a very niche, but it's around the world, right? In your opinion, specifically, what do we have to do to make it more known to, like, globally, to get the word around or get people inspired? Is it the competitions like DMC and what we're doing with Wild Cuts? Is that like, we have to do that? What, like, promote it more? What would you say is like the key to like get people more inspired doing what we love to do?
I think a good way to put it is, yes, 100%. It's more of the battles, more of the shows, more of the podcasts. Finding unique ways to present it again. In it's like it's going through its cycle again. Like, I feel like I'm in 2012, where I'm just starting to play with ideas and just put it out at this point. And because these new kids are very new to it, it's kind of like the comedy world in podcasts. They all started to kind of cross-pollinate with each other, and all of a sudden the comedy world blew up again, the stand-up comedy world. And I think the same has to happen for the turntablist scene, because we're so small. Like in 2012, we all, I treated it as like, I don't know what the fuck this is about. I want to go see it. I want to go visit it. Now that we're able to go back out, I think it's a lot of that is like me going to see Table Tutors, me doing your podcast, you doing my podcast, just getting the community to start cross-pollinating with each other rather than existing in these silos, is going to help it a lot. Because, when, I'm getting a chance to go, in Paris, I got the chance to talk to a lot of different DJs, and these are people that I looked up to for years. And I felt like, to me, that experience was enough to be like, oh shit, this is back again. I want to see this more. It's different for different generations. For our generation, we're all dads, or we're all got busy lives. We got to find a way for it to see us fit. So the podcast helps, for young kids, I can't really say, it is for them to be fearless about it and discover it, and take it onto their own. And they already are. They got millions of followers on Instagram, and they're rediscovering it in a way that, like, oh shit, what was dope about the 90s turntablism was the beats that they were flipping. And same with the 2000s, but these kids are just remixing the beats that we used to listen to. So it is embracing that in a way that, like, oh, it's not bullshit mixing. It's like, oh shit, that's kind of dope. Like they like 90s R&B. I need to find a way to work with that somehow, or at least expose it to the larger communities, because it's about exposing it, I think, to the general population, that it really gets the rest of us really like, oh shit, I have some ideas, I want to put it out there. So the entrepreneurial side too, like, I think is important.
Okay, so staying on the same topic, how would you, what advice would you give to DJs aiming for DMC? Number one, study the videos, understand what it means to be a champion in the category that you're entering. If you're going to go into the classic, dig deep, with anything that you're doing. You can't just, you got to learn the foundation of this. And it's not necessarily, when I was battling, it wasn't necessarily like you got to do A, B, C, and then D. It was like you had to take parts of it and make it work for yourself. So find your style.
don't necessarily. I mean, it's okay to bite. I think people get crossed up with the idea that biting is extremely prohibited, but it's more like it's like inspiration to me. Right. It's more like you gotta bite a little bit in order to understand the technique. You know, like I'll you know, it's just, I think that's important. Knowing your history, but also being fearless. You know, we have a couple guys that entered DMC last year that I felt personally was a top 3 because they were pushing it forward. And they were doing shit that I was like, oh fuck. Because when you watch someone that is like craze, or you know, someone that's amazing, like remember when Clever did the fucking, you know, that shit? Yeah. And all of us were like, what the fuck? You know, exactly. I want to take that. You know, I want to do that. Right. There's a couple people in the past DMC Worlds that I felt about that, what they were doing. And because they were being fearless about it, they were trying to take it a step forward. So you may not win the first year, but you'll definitely try again the second year, because I've been working on this DMC history Champions history page for the website.
That's sick. Dope.
And if you look at the stats, right, I think 1 year Noise won, Noise won third, and then second, and then placed first. Right. And it's like that. It's like that. Kentaro placed second because Craze or A-Track took it, and then the next year Kentaro took it.
Right.
When Dopey won the year before, he got third. So it's like, don't give up on the first shot. Like you definitely got a shot if you make some noise. Even if you place in the world finals, just get there. Right. That's a big shot for you. To kind of get there. So, and I think you know, the toughest part is understanding the value of winning the DMCs. You know, the value of winning DMC is number one. It's I think an affirmation of you as a DJ. You put all this time and effort into learning about being a turntablist. This is for you to kind of showcase to the people that you watched and you met, who mentored you, to show that you were willing to take it to this level of DJing. Right. So it's tough to find, because you know, like the prizes are always a big deal for battles, right? Like you don't know whether or not, you know, you can get a mixer or turntable, but you already got that shit at home. What I'm pushing hard this year for is the experience, is what it means to be a finalist when you get to that level in Tokyo. So this is a good time for me to kind of, I remember what it was like battling, and I've been fortunate enough to see stuff like 3-Style World Finals. And those experiences, being able to call someone like Craze your peer, or any of these major DJs that you're battling against, to call them, you know, the reason why I'm so in this now is because of the people I used to battle. You know, I used to battle Iltrax and all these other guys. So I definitely think that part of the DMCs is huge.
That's how I feel with Ray, man. I can't believe I'm friends with Ray, man.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm a little bro at DMC.
Yeah, no shit. Okay, with that said, and how did you get involved with DMCs?
Christy, 100% Christy Z.
Okay.
I number one used to, I think, well, it was more so she asked me to film one year, because I was doing Battle Ave. Battle Ave was kind of the connector to a lot of the things that I'm doing now, and she asked me to film. I think it was the year that Traps won. I think that was 2015 or 14.
That far back. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
She had me film the USA Finals. But more recently, remember, there was a time when I was doing the IDA, and I was doing the online battles during the pandemic.
Well done, though. Well done, bro.
Yeah, it kind of hood, though. Ray was a part of that shit, dude. It was kind of hood. Yeah. She saw that, and she was like, can you do that for DMC? And that got me back into DMC, was those online battles. So, yeah.
Well, what happened? Like the shift. Like, how did you ended up like being the man behind DMC Worlds? How did it get there?
So right after, I think, San Francisco, Christy decided to step down.
Okay.
You know, for her personal reasons, and she wanted to focus on her shop with man, dude, I don't want to butcher his name. From Mile High, Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah. But she stepped down, and then, you know, they asked me if I wanted to continue working for DMC.
Shit.
And,
okay.
Yeah, and I was like, well, okay, yeah, I'll try it out for Paris. And So that's naturally how it happened. You know, Precision took over the USA, and then I just shifted over to the World Finals. Because before that, San Francisco, I was only brought on as I was actually only brought on as the editor for all the videos.
Okay.
Yeah. And then to be dead honest, the live streaming, it didn't happen until 2 weeks, like a month before. And they're like, should we live stream? I was like, yeah, 100%. Why not?
Yeah.
And so I built all those graphics within a 2-week span for the San Francisco finals, like the flags and all that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I was dying living on my computer, just editing all that shit for 2 weeks straight.
Wow. So how do you balance that, organizing and being creative like that, man? That's tough, bro.
I don't know. You gotta have a good wife at home.
Yeah, bro.
You know, like it was tough because you have so many ideas in your head running. You just want to. Sometimes it's just putting it out, and you know, some of the stuff I did for the live, like I've never done a live stream like that. So I created an intro video for it, you know, and it's taking from what I used to do before. So, you know, you take these things, but the one thing that I really wanted to see was flags on the screens when the DJs were up.
Yep.
You know, I took inspiration from other events that the Olympics for the most part.
Damn.
You know, seeing how that was run, and I was like, okay, there's good programming. I took a lot of the way that I'm coordinating the DMCs from sports. You know, like the NBA especially. In the Olympics, because it's somewhat of a sport. That's how I see battling nowadays.
Yeah.
Because if it's taken to that level, this could probably go to another level. So yeah,
man,
to balance the creative side.
That's crazy. Like you were an editor, then became the man behind it all. It's just like our homie Rayted-R here. He's like the editor and now running Skratcher. Like it's crazy how this happens. It just moves up.
Yeah, bro. Congrats.
Yeah, right?
Man, multi-talented.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, man, not even. I'm doing nothing.
A lot of work, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, editing in general is pretty hectic.
Yeah,
it's fun to shoot it, but when you edit, it's like, fuck.
That's
like
what
editing is the worst part, dude. Because you look at all those files and you're like, fuck, dude.
Here we go.
Yeah. I wish this camera like named the files for me so I know what I was actually looking at.
I know.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
Soon enough, man. That's gonna happen. AI, everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gonna figure it out.
Yeah, that
But-
shit is.
Do you have a team?
A team? Yeah.
Like there's a US team, there's a whatever team, country team, whatever.
I have like a couple people that I bounce ideas off of. You know, for the most part, it is me doing a lot of the creative. You know, the flyers to, you know, the stage production. But I am starting to bring together a team. Shortcut is number one, the one that he helped me develop the Open, which was the new battle for DMC.
Shout out Shortcut.
Yeah. He's helping me a lot with the USA Finals. I don't know if you know his boy Rome. He does a lot of work in production, and he has some visions that I really love too. That is like taking this to the next level of broadcast for the DMCs.
Sure.
I don't know if you guys know Slop. Slop is one of the guys that I used to work with Battle Ave and Session In. He's more of a producer. He was like the A&R for Ruckus. But he helps you. You know, I've been doing a lot of stuff with him too for years. You know, just because he's someone I bounce ideas off of. But I consider everyone in the community somewhat a part of the team. You know, if I can reach out to like there's some guys that I'm going to reach out to for the back line for the DMC USA Finals. But it's a very small team. You know, like all of us are a very small team because you don't want too many chefs in the kitchen because then things get a little muddy. But I try and work collaboratively with everyone and just kind of recognize where I'm like, okay, I can't do that. I'll let you handle this and back up from it. So I've always been like that. Even Battle Ave was like me and Flo for years. That was all it really was. Because it's not, you know, there's not a lot of return for this. So I can't tell people, yeah, you're part of the crew if I can't give you anything. I always feel like I need to give something for your time. So I always feel bad about building a big crew around something. So
yeah, I'm broke as hell now since I got a team. Legit. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I'm broke as hell, bro. Like I have like a big team now. Yeah, so not really. No, these guys. Shouts out to AO, like Alpha Omega team here, Skratcher. Like these guys saw what Skratcher could be, and they're running with it. You know, and I'm like forever in debt from these guys. So yeah, having a team though is dope, bro. Like it's amazing. Yeah.
I wish I had I wish the revenue came with it, so that you could employ everyone. You know what I mean? That's me. I wish, because if I can't make enough doing this, then I can't do it anymore. Right. And so it is. It's great that you have such a brotherhood that is willing to help, because I'm so I'll feel terrible. But I'm also maybe I just don't extend myself to take the help. That's probably my fault is that I don't extend myself. I always think even with the DMCs, I feel like everything is my responsibility. I got to do the flyers, I got to do this, but I'm like, oh shit,
for sure.
We got an agency that does DMC graphics. We got this who does that. I'm like, okay, I got to learn how to delegate better. I'm pretty terrible at that shit. So
also there is actually a agency that does the graphics, or you've take that upon yourself now?
It's half and half. Some of them, they'll give us, I don't want to give away too much, but we work with an agency to kind of give us the branding. We give them the ideas, and then we come back and we start to create it ourselves, with templates, fonts. Paris, I was heavily involved with the graphics, but then we're like, dude, I need to really focus on the live stream, but I also need to really focus on the logistics of the battle. Yeah. I need to focus on so many different things. So it's much better to get the help.
So DMCs are in the forefront. What about Battle Ave? Is it done or?
It feels like it, but it's not. The way I see it is everything that I'm doing is Battle Ave. And the way that I've been steering it lately is as a media company. Everything that I'm doing, I'm just trying to document now. So planning the DMCs. We opened up a buddy of mine. I don't know if you guys know DJ Revise. But they have run a DJ program out in Hawaii, and we're helping with the content of it. It's a nonprofit DJ program. And on the back end of it, we're helping it with, all the students' licenses, the products, the gear for the program. But what we're trying to do is run the content through the YouTube, so that we help grow the media channel side of things. And I think more of what Battle Ave is starting to do is go back to what I was in 2012, was just straight up documenting everything, more than doing the events. Because this event stuff it's a heavy lift, and for Battle Ave to survive, it has to do its own events. And so I think Battle Ave is starting to just kind of, I don't know, there's been talks about coming back out as its own battle, as originally going back to originally what we were doing was the original Battle Aves, and trying to figure out ways to kind of connect with the community. But I would say it took a big backseat since I've been on DMC. Because I've been really focusing on trying to make sure that works out. It's hard to do both as well as I could.
Is there a world where a Skratcher homies can collab with you, Battle Ave family?
Oh yeah, always, bro. Always, we always do. Yeah, always, man. We did records together, we did events together. Yeah, dude. I think, and what Skratcher is doing is right in the wheelhouse of what Battle Ave does too. You guys are very active in the scene and doing just as much to kind of keep the culture alive. And I think we can help in any way that we can, either through resources or through projects too, collaborative projects that we can kind of put out there. I'm not, man. Always family.
100 for sure. Yeah.
Is DMC is going to be a different format, or
in terms of
it's is there going to be anything new with DMCs, or
I think you're going to start to see the Skratch. The Skratch was probably the biggest one that even DMC HQ loved. They love that cut to cut style of battle.
I was going to say, yeah.
And they've never seen it, on that level. And the one thing that we're trying to figure out is just how to get people to count the bars correctly. Because it's tough, right? I know that once you're in a flow, you can't really stop it. No, you're going to start to see more emphasis on the open. The Open is the one that we need more bodies in, because it is the new style of it's the new style of battle DJing these days. The classic is always going to be there. Supremacy is the one thing that changed a lot. Like, we took it offline. It was online last year, but we took it offline because of that's a battle that needs to be seen. Yeah, the DJs need to be prepped for, and it may have worked during the COVID era, but I think the way I see it and the way I'm hoping to bring it out is it should be a little bit like title fights and undercards, so that the DJs can actually know who they're battling. Because if you see early Supremacy battles, they were really dissing the fuck out of each other. The Skratch battle, what's that?
Sorry, bro, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like, I feel like, man, like you and Swift and I, or even like the team here, we're on the same wavelength this year for ideas. And we were talking about this before we did that Swift interview. I don't know how long this has been in baking in your oven, but like, we were like, man, we should do like head-to-head style, like big names, like make it like a title bout, like boxing, and then just let I know these dudes won't, it's cool that they will battle for free, but like in a way that we want to make get purses set up for like, yo, what if we get Rayted-R versus IQ, man? Like have some shit like that. That'll be the main headline, title, and then we'll have like a lightweight category, so and so versus so and so, and then and a female versus female, or just like make a one big event out of it, and then just keep going with it. You know what I mean? I totally see where you're going with this, man.
Strength in numbers, bro.
Hey, bro. Man, how you're talking about this battle reminds me of all the rap battles that are on right now, like whether it be like King of the Dot. This is basically a Skratch league where it's like, you just have a bunch of DJs and it's just like exhibition matches and stuff, so you can kind of, people can see those like dream like matchups and stuff.
Well, let me kick this to you. Like, the way I see it too is also like, how each in the UFC there's different styles. There's jiu-jitsu, and then there's grapplers and strikers. I see that also with all of Turntablism. Like, you should be able to like in one card you can have Turntablist versus Turntablist, open format versus open format, Skratch versus Juggle. You can really mix that shit up. So I mean, I think all of us are thinking that it's cool that we're on the same wavelength, because this needs to move towards that kind of commercial aspect, like a sport, for it to be captured by a wider audience. And I always use the example of the NBA for DMCs, and the UFCs. Like, you got to really think about how they sell the culture of the NBA. And the culture of UFC, everything from down to clothing lines to gyms. Like, I always see the schools as gyms. That's kind of what we were establishing in Hawaii, was the idea of this training gym. But yeah, I'm on the same way. Like, maybe we probably can do some big shit together if we just kind of knocked heads together.
For sure. When you're not busy, bro. When you're not busy.
Man. You just gotta you planted the seed already. Because if we're all thinking about a league and we're all thinking about why not just, we're a small community anyway. Like, why don't we pool our resources and see if it can come, so. That's kind of where I think it's going. So
let's go. Let's make it happen.
Rather than racing. If we race, it's like we're gonna have so many different small leagues here and there. Like, oh, dude, we're kind of beating ourselves in the foot, dude. We gotta try and figure out how to do this together.
For sure.
Yeah, that's dope though. You guys are thinking about the leagues. That's probably what makes up for the Skratch League stuff that's happening in LA at the Junkies too. That kind of makes sense. Okay, we're heading in that for the DMCs. We're thinking of, I'm getting them to start thinking of the DJs as the athletes. So there are some ideas that we're starting to toss around that is within the same vein of being an NBA athlete. What do they get? What kind of endorsements do they get? What kind of PR do they get? And that's what I'm trying to build for Tokyo is trying to fix that experience for the winners, or even just the finalists. If we can fix that, then it should, it's an echo effect across, it's a butterfly effect. Like, me doing that shit in 2012 had a butterfly effect against everyone else too. And you guys doing the wild cuts had a butterfly effect with the Portablism world. And Yeah, it's just a matter of doing a lot of those. So
Yeah. We could also do a lumberjack match, bro. Like we'll have like Ray starting up, and then all these DJs lining up, and he's got to take them out one by one, see if he can survive it. Yeah, I love throwing Ray under the bus, bro. Like having him be the punching bag.
Oh, that's sick. That's a great idea. That is
right, a lumberjack match, bro. Like he can't leave the ring until he gets beaten out.
Somehow it's like WWF inspired shit that we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know,
it actually works.
World champion, intercontinental tag team champion, bro. Endless.
The Royal Rumble guy.
Do you have Royal Rumble? Yo, it'd be so noisy.
Oh my gosh.
Scratching to a beat. Everyone's scratching at the same time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Especially in the loud setting, it's so piercing.
Yeah.
Once you get repetitive, you're out.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
So where are we at with DMCs right now? Where are we at? Like, we're still doing the national, or we're doing the heats, right?
Yeah, we call it battle season now at DMC.
Okay.
You know, our preseason usually starts in January, and then from April all the way through August is our battle season. So all the national battles are having their national competitions. The USA's is going to be in August. We're kind of in the middle of our submission period for the USA, and then for the world final, you know, everything is kind of just getting confirmed. Our lineups, our judges, the venues are already confirmed. So we're just starting to build all the marketing and you know, all the accommodations that we have to do for the event. Because I think, you know, DMC Japan, they're very, very organized. They even do rehearsals for their show. Yeah, which is great. You know, like, you know, the way that they run their show is like, okay, I think the world's going to see how Japan runs the DMC final, and it's like, oh, they're clean. Like, their supremacy, they have flags. So 1, 2, 3 left, 1, 2, 3 right. You know, we're trying to integrate this idea of judges giving live feedback during the battle, because it hasn't been a thing. Like, if you think of like America's Got Talent, right?
Oh yeah,
the judges give live feedback. Oh, here we go, planting the seed. Yeah, like we're gonna be
kind of like a b-boy battle. You know, they go
like a b-boy battle, 100%. Yeah,
that's scary, man.
The idea also of like, you know, we want our judges to be a consistent panel. Because, you know, like America's Got Talent, you have like Simon Cowell, you have whoever's up there. They shape the champion. They shape who's there, who's the champion.
The formula
for that year.
Works. The formula works. Yeah.
And they give good feedback. They have a beat on the community and the industry. I think the same thing with the DMCs. We're trying to mimic that. We want to give feedback so that we can teach the general public about what was good, what was bad. Not what was bad, but more so I really love what you did there when you flipped that beat. What did you do right there with the finger drumming? We got to educate more of the watchers.
Yes,
I like that, man.
You know, keep it within the circle. So we're working on that part of it, the production side.
I like that.
But yeah, other than that, man, it's everything. Everything is just kind of, it's so many different moving parts that I'm just trying to keep a handle on to kind of
respect, man.
Keep it there. Yeah. But it's moving. It's moving nice.
Hey, what are the wild cut, or was it wild cards?
Wild cards. Wild card is the new name for the online competition. So these are people. It's open to everyone right now. So even if you have a battle, like if someone were to, let's say someone were to enter the USA and not place, right, not get picked for the regional or for the live national final, you can enter the wild card to also try and get into the world finals. It was mainly for the rest of the world people, for people that don't have branches. But there are also, you know, there's big countries like the US where you might not make it in, and you want to see if you can get in through another channel. So rather than keep calling it the online championship, we decided to call that the wild card, because we had like branches where you know, some DJs couldn't attend the national final, you know, because like for instance, we have like Hawaii, right? Like you can't always fly over for a battle if there's a regional in the old days. But that's the wild card. It's really just another route for everyone to try and get in if you missed your shot. So, but if you qualified for a national final, you can't use the wild card. once you get into a national, then you have to kind of commit to that. It's for people that don't, for people or countries with branches. If you don't make it into the national, you can enter a wild card. Yeah.
Like you competed in that national, but then you didn't make it or something. Like you didn't place. Is that what you mean?
100%. Okay. Yeah. If you don't become a finalist in that nation, but if you're from a country like, like let's just say like Portugal, where we don't have a branch, you can enter because that's the only way you can get in. Yeah.
Say if I wanted to enter, for example, right, and then it's like it would be a wild card. So if I was to win that, what would happen?
If you're for the Skratch. Yeah. So Paul knows a little bit about this, but what you do is you get pulled into your country's pool, and then the judges pick the top 10 from that country, and that first person goes on to the next part of the final or the next round, and that is your pool of like top 20 or whatever for all of the wild card finalists. So you have to place first within your country before you can get to that next round. And then you do one more round for the Skratch, and then we come up with our top 10 from there. It's a tough one because we're trying to do a DMC Skratch. It's tough because it sucks because there's not a lot of support for financially for support for a DMC Skratch final or a USA final, and we're trying to we put out a somewhat of a small GoFundMe on our website to try and get people to sponsor it through that, but if you were to try to enter the wild card, that would be the route to go. I think you have a good chance, bro.
Come on, man. I just wanted to ask.
Nah, I think you got your chance. Don't mull it over. You got 2 weeks.
When's the submission date again? Like the 15th or something?
June 15th is the submission date. Yeah.
A lot of time.
The way that we're doing the USA finals is starting to bring back people that haven't been battling for a while. Like we're doing it because everything is online.
Yeah.
Everyone feels like, oh shit, I can enter this now. Especially for the USA, I think. Because the way that we did the USA is like the NBA. We have an Eastern Conference and Western Conference. And so people are like, oh shit, I can actually get into this, even if I'm in fucking, like Minnesota, where there's no branch manager or anything. So it's crazy.
I got a question for you, Antriks. So in the basketball world, we'd want to see LeBron and Michael Jordan duke it out. In the DJ world, if you could pick any legends, past, present, or future, who would your DMC's two battling would be?
Shit. Damn, that's a heavy question.
Just saying.
Are we saying in any, because I asked a similar question to Shortcut, but let me stick into I would love to see I Emerge versus Craze. I feel like that's a heavy, because that was a very influential year for me. I love to see a Fly and Netic versus Perverted Allies. I think that would be kind of dope. Or actually, take that back. C2C versus a Karik. Those are the two most winning team champions. And Karik won 5 times.
They did.
5 times. Karik won 5 times and C2C won 2. Oh man, I'm just kind of going through my head of champions, but I would like to see. I don't know. I feel like I want to see more of the Supremacy, but I can't really think of who I'd want to see battle. But those are the ones. Craze and I Emerged were the first to come to head, because I think I heard something about Craze saying that he was, if there was one guy that was out there that could have been a really tough challenge for him, it was I Emerge. Wow. And I Emerge was a huge one for me too. Yeah, that's a tough one. There's so many matchups that you can, I'd love to see a rematch of like K-Swiss and Fly again, just because I felt like that was a heavy one. Yeah, and that's 2 different eras, and K-Swiss was going for 3, and he was telling me, he was trying to go for the Supremacy and the Classic that year, last year, but Fly was also going for his 3rd. And so it was kind of a bit of a fight for them. So that was a pretty dope battle. Yeah, there's a lot, bro. Yeah, I would say that. LeBron and Steph, though. I don't know who LeBron is. LeBron is what, Craze? Maybe. Steph is like K-Swiss. I don't know.
Oh no, Jordan would be who?
Oh, Jordan is that's tough. It's tough. We were talking about like,
but in your opinion, is it MJ or LeBron?
Is it MJ? 100%.
MJ. Okay.
That's me. That's me.
I can't, man.
That's the debate, right?
But if you ask me about Steph and LeBron, I'll say Steph 100%.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm not even a Steph or Warriors fan. I would go with Steph too, dude.
Yeah.
LeBron can suck it.
Insert LeBron song now. No.
And I'm a Lakers fan, man.
Oh God, that was you guys got a good pickup though. You know, again, Luka in that trade.
That's crazy.
You know,
that was crazy.
Should have made it further than you did, bro.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Is there any countries that's surprising you right now?
Poland.
For DMC related? Yeah, Poland.
Yeah, Poland. They're very active. You know, they got the most. I think they're entering the most categories. I'm excited for Indonesia. We haven't seen Indonesia. I really want to see the Philippines. I feel like the Philippines has a good shot, but you know we're trying to work that out. But I would say number one is Australia for me.
Okay.
Because I really like Max Best. You know his style of turntablism to me is kind of where it's heading. He has a real grasp of how to utilize that mixer and the effects, and he has a very good hold on production value. You know, I did an interview for my podcast with him that I think is coming out. It's either this week or next week, but
okay.
He talked a lot about how he uses what he does in order to create his sets. And when we were watching him last year in Paris, I was kind of just I was enamored by what he was doing. So it's I think Matt, you know, Australia too, plus the homie from who won the Open too was really dope too. So I think Australia has some good talent.
Speaking about the pod, like I know you did the DMC pods, you had the interview with Short, and plug it. Like where can these fools listen to it?
Oh yeah. The Step Up podcast is kind of a mix. We do one with Shortcut where we kind of give insights to the DMC world, you know, and just talk turntablism. Our next one coming up, I think, is going to be centered around the Open, with some special guests, to kind of explain how the Open works. You can listen to it on all your platforms, you know, on YouTube, Spotify, if you just look up Step Up Podcast. But yeah, it's a way for us to be the inside of the NBA for the DMCs.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
So we get a little bit of a inside track on some of the DJs and judges that we're working with. So you might see some special guests that kind of pop up there. So
that's cool.
Yeah, man. But it is about profiling all the champions too. So that's kind of when I do it solo. It's like our next episode is with Max Best, from Australia. So you kind of get to know him, different generation, younger kid, different style, different techniques, different influences. So, and he's heavily influenced by Vect too. Well, not heavily influenced, but he was, you know, mentored by Vect.
Shouts out Vect.
Yeah. So, yeah, I appreciate that.
Who you looking at in the Philippines? Like, that's dope.
I don't know anybody in the Philippines. I just know that I have like from the people that I worked with before at Crate Manila and all the scratchers that are out there, like Damn Danny. I feel like Danny especially, he placed top 3 in the wild card last year. So I think he has a real shot if he were to get back in there, to represent the Philippines. And this is Asia, like we should have Korea in this. We should have, Thailand and Singapore and all that. But as far as turntablism, I don't know too many people. I know ADMV who entered San Francisco the year before. He's kind of a newer cat, but until the branch manager kind of comes back with a final, I won't really know. So yeah. That's the reason why I want the Philippines, because I feel like there is talent there. They just don't have the platform. So it might take me having to coordinate it with someone there just to make it happen. So kind of like with the USA, like I had to take on the USA this year, just to kind of make it happen. So
shout out Damn Danny.
Shout out to Damn Danny.
Damn Danny.
Yeah. I think he can kill it in the scratch battle. As long as he counts bars.
Speaking of Damn Danny, like we recently acquired him. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like,
okay.
Yeah. So he's running Skratcher out in the Philippines. Still in the talk. He's gonna. I think one of the takeaway from that meeting that we had the other night with him was that he really wants to educate what scratching is, and he's got a crazy background. Like his dad was a DJ, a mixed DJ, and I think back in 2017 he said that his dad introduced him to a video of D Styles, of all DJs, D Styles, and that's what sparked him to become a scratch DJ. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is. Is like you guys are really good about it. You're essentially doing God's work, trying to educate people and showcase the turntable is God's work. Trying to showcase and educate people on what this is all about, and it starts with the cool side of it, right? The Skratcher brand is a cool brand. Like it's almost street. It's somewhat everything that you want it to be in terms of the identity of us. And so getting, the way that you guys are growing, I love it. And it's great that you got Danny involved. I saw that you got Hawaii involved too, with Inspect. Shout out to Inspect and his squad with Lowell. Do you guys know Lowell? Yeah. Lowell's the homie.
Yeah, he's part of it. Yeah, Lowell.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, we just got Beltran to open up the Bay.
Oh, okay. So it's not what's his name? Damn, dude, I know so many DJs. I'm like just thinking of DJ names. Luis, he's running. I think I saw something for. That's not Modesto, but I saw
that's Modesto. No, you're right. It's Modesto. Yeah, he's running Modesto along with One Stop DJ Shop out there. So,
okay.
Yeah. They've been doing their sessions for a minute now too.
Yeah,
but just recently we just got Beltran part of Skratcher, and I mean Bay Area was like acquiring the Bay Area is pretty monumental for us. Yeah.
Oh, who'd you
Heavy
get?
hitters. We had the
Beltran, and
okay.
Kendo is part of that too, and
okay. Yeah, Kendo.
we had a meeting with them yesterday actually, and they're planning a big opening on the 28th. It's gonna be really big.
Nice.
We're gonna fly out. We're definitely gonna fly out to the Bay for their opening.
Are involved there.
Nice.
Rumble's involved. Cubert's involved. Beltran, Kendo.
And when are you guys
It's gonna be very big. Yeah. It's gonna be exciting.
Oh, when is that?
Can you make it out, Ant?
Yeah. Of course. I mean, that's where are you guys holding it? When?
On the 28th.
We'll send you the info when it becomes available. Yeah, this month.
Oh shit, that's
Alameda.
Yeah,
Alameda. Oh, I think I saw Luis post about a Skratcher Bay Area thing.
Yeah,
was that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I'll be there, bro.
Yeah. Reunion, bro. Reunion. Haven't seen you for a minute. Let's go hang out. Man. Yeah, you definitely got to go.
Lucky
Peach.
Chances, bro.
Lucky Chances.
Lucky Chances. That's the one, dude. That's the one.
What's the thing to get a Lucky Chances?
Yeah, what to get?
I had the Seasick last time.
Yeah, the Seasick. Any of the sea logs. The long sea logs.
Bro.
Top. My shit is the top sea log. I always go for the top sea log shit.
Sinigang or adobo?
That's a tough one, dude.
Depends on your mood, though.
Yeah, like sinigang is like that's like some late night shit,
right?
I don't know. That's tough. I would go with sinigang there. They have good
adobo or kare kare.
Nilaga. Sorry.
Yeah, Nilaga. Yeah, adobo or kare kare. Damn, dude, I'd go to adobo with that one, bro.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I'm
same.
You're a
like peanuts guy.
Peanuts.
What was the question? It was babinka and what was the other one?
Puto or kuchinta.
Oh yeah. Which one did you pick?
Babinka or kuchinta? Damn, babinka for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the babinks over that, bro.
Babinks.
Had to plug it again, man.
Damn.
Where's your family from?
I got family. My father's side is from Baguio City.
Ilocano.
Yeah, my mother's side is from Angeles, is kind of the coast. I can't remember which. It's not Pangasinan. I can't remember, but it's near Manila, and it's this small town called Angeles that's kind of on the coast of. It's a pretty big. Well, now they got a military base there.
Baguio City.
Yeah, I saw trike patrols from there. They do a lot of
it's
there.
It's a surf town.
The Barrel Man originated from Baguio City, didn't it?
Really? Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Is that what it is? Did you just Google that, bro?
No, I just remember just for me seeing it for the first time. I was in Baguio. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Lift up the barrel. Okay.
Yeah. When's the last time you've been to the Philippines? Back home?
2009. Actually, 2020, right before the pandemic. Right when the pandemic hit, I was on a plane in Korea, and it hit hard there. And so one of my last vacations was to what's that beach town? It's a really, really beachy side of the Philippines.
Boracay?
Not Boracay, the other one.
Cebu.
El Nido.
Yeah, I was in El Nido. There you go. That place is amazing, dude. Like, I loved Hawaii. I loved Hawaii so much, but El Nido kind of like, whoa, these beaches are wild, dude.
It's different, man. The landscape's
different vibe, dude. Like, we did one of those ship those tours on a boat.
You go to the lagoon,
dude, man. Like, you got to jump off the boat and then dive underneath into a cave. I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah, I did that whole shit, man. That shit was fun.
That's crazy. Shit. And you brought a portable too, right?
No, I didn't.
First one to scratch underwater and shit.
Dude. Man, I like the new portables though, like those little ones, like the SC1000s and the ones that really kind of fit in your shit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Pretty dope. Yeah. Like if you're just trying to cut. But my portable has been taken everywhere. Got stickers all over it.
It's good.
Nice. Yeah, sick.
What do you guys think is the next stage of portablism? You really think that it's what is it? Is it the gear that's coming out for it, or what is the next stage for it? You think?
I think it's getting better just because the STX brought out the box. It's plug and play, and you know,
stand
platter. It's solid, man.
Oh, the stand one. Okay.
Yeah.
I got like 4 of those in my garage from the NAMM one. Okay, the stand. Is that the standard now? Is this the STX? You think?
For vinyl, for vinyl, I think so.
Yeah. I remember when they came out I was working at Rain when that was coming out, and I complained. I was like, this doesn't fit a 12-inch. They're like, yeah, it's not supposed to. And I was like, but it should. They're like, but it's not supposed to because they were building Stanton back up, and they were like, Stanton is going to be our unique brand, our brand that does the funky shit. But I remember when the STX came out, it was pretty solid. I got an early version of it. But I was like, oh man, this doesn't fit my 12-inch records. It's like, it's not supposed to. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. That's cool. It makes sense though. I think it makes sense that it does.
Was that part of the original design? I know, so I guess I take it that you were part of the R&D, I guess.
Nah, I was more for the marketing side.
Okay,
of it.
The marketing.
I was there for the Rain 1. I helped. The Rain 4 I helped name.
Okay.
Because they were trying to figure out the name for it.
I was part of the R&D for the STX, but I remember them saying that it was supposed to fit the 12. Like that was one of the ideas originally. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it just doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
I got it, and I was like, "Hey, bro, this fader's in the way. I don't think this is gonna work." So,
well, what's crazy about the STX is I remember we were all talking about this with Stan, back in 2000 or late 2009.
Oh wow. Okay.
No, 2009. Sorry, 2019. My bad. 2019.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
2019, and the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And it was a little delay. Yeah.
Oh damn, dude, they had it in their back pocket.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Huh. I just want to see people get back outside and do that shit. Like Ken still does it.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe it's not us who does it because we all got I just want to be inside. I want to be at home.
In Arizona, it's hot here, man.
Yeah.
Outside.
You see your record just bowl up right in front of you.
I know.
Yeah, that's just sick, man. Those records are fragile. They bend so quick. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in Wild Cuts when it drops in July. We'll see if these guys, try to take it outside. I mean, that's the whole reason of what Wild Cuts is. Like you're out and
you're on the wild.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, part of the criteria is like, you get bonus points if you're outside. I guess We'll see.
Yeah. I think that's important for portablism because it was like, I thought it was pretty viral how it went. You know what I mean? Like people were scratching some crazy places. Like this fool brought this shit on vacation.
Yeah. Shout out to Joints, homie Joints. He I know is one of his entries. He was in the middle of the highway, bro. He was in the middle of the highway, like when he did it, like his video. I was like, damn.
Oh, Joints?
Yeah, Joints. He almost died, bro. Like, yeah, I can't find that video anywhere.
Is that the wildest you've seen?
I mean, there's Genius. Like the first year, he did it on top of, like he was sitting in the toilet. Like I remember that. That was kind of different.
That's pretty good too. That's pretty good.
But no, Joints in the middle of the highway. Like that's crazy to me. Damn.
Dude, I like the portablism era. That was another fun era for scratching, I think.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It really did what we were hoping. Yeah, like it spread it. People were getting into it. They're like, oh shit, I'm gonna go buy my own set.
Yeah,
it helped with the economy. You know what I mean? Like
it definitely
the economy of turntablism.
Yeah,
like 302 minutes. Like it helped us out a lot.
Yo, bro, but like, how about like the records? The records, like bring people back to buying records and stuff. Like when we did Triad, bro. Like, yo, you're genius for thinking about that, bro.
That was amazing. Like to see the inbox, I was like, oh fuck, we sold out like in 2 minutes. It was crazy to see how many records can fly like that, but it was just perfect timing. I think it was right time, right moment. We were ahead of the curve, so to grab that moment, it was good, dude. That was dope. Yeah, that was good.
There was no other scratch records, like 7-inch scratch records at the time. There was like a Stone's Throw one, and then but then that came out a while back then. So it's like if you had it, you had it. But yeah, there was no real 7-inch, and when that came out, fucking game changer, man.
Yeah, it was Shortcuts. I think Shortcut
had one.
Scratchy seal, I think too. Shortcut had one. Did Scratchy? Was there a Scratchy seal?
No, there wasn't. There wasn't
used in that way, right?
No, there was a Super Seal, but it came out later.
It came after.
Man, they really blew up the Super Seals on that. Yeah, that was tight, dude. To be able to claim that for ourselves, like say this part of the culture was us.
Yeah,
that kind of blew this up. That was to me, those are the kind of wins in all of this, is to be able to say that you were the first, or at least a part of it. Especially that record, that era of vinyl records was a fun time. Like it was great to kind of create that kind of shit. So
any more Battle Ave records coming out?
Yeah, and more so on the for the coffee side, we've been mulling over some ideas of doing some listening records, like lo-fi records with some other producers.
Sick.
Really tapping into our producer network. But in terms of scratch vinyl, we did the cut records as a prize. But the last time we did it was like with Jose and Delightful. But you know what it is to kind of put a record together. It's a lot of work for a turntablist. And, really we're, the scratch record things don't really, there's so many out there and there's so many samples that you can do.
Right.
And it's trickier now to do the scratch vinyl. So it's like we're trying to figure out what is, in terms of vinyl. Like we did do a small promo vinyl with Dropbox for this event that we did in LA with Babu did some scratch samples on there, and it was part of the DMC USA welcome party, or not welcome party, but what do you call it, the
open
campaign kickoff.
Okay,
yeah, the campaign kickoff. Like we were giving away, we did a party with Dropbox in LA, and we were giving away the free vinyl as a promo. But I still think there's room for it. We're thinking about that on the DMC level. Like, maybe there should be a national champions record that comes out.
Still cut with yours, man. It's dope.
Yeah, you still cut with mine? Oh shit, props, dude. I'm glad, man. It's kind of dope to kind of still see people using like the Serato vinyl that we did back with the pink one, and even when I see portable the red records show up, the killable syllables and all that.
Killable
shit,
syllables,
so.
Yeah.
Like that shit is, that was a fun time because we were all creating. So
Shouts out XS.
Yeah. That's the homie.
Man, you've done so much shit, dude. It's fucking
I'm
nuts.
saying, dude.
Bro.
Yeah, man.
Your like resume of things you've done and contributed to the scene is like fucking extensive.
Oh yeah. It's thank you. I mean,
Thank you, man.
No, thank you. Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that you're like, run where you're at with DMC, because it's like, who else to do it but you? I mean, fucking you dove in so many different like battles and throwing events. Like, you know what it takes.
Yeah,
to give a good show.
Got the right guy.
So what pushes you to do all this stuff? Like, is it it's your passion, obviously, but is there anything else that
I think it's I'll be honest, it's really about, it's the core value of being a battle DJ is you want to be the best. You want to do the best thing. You want to create the best things. You want to keep innovating and wowing the friends around you, showing that, hey, I can still do what I'm into.
I like it.
I just do it in a different way. I don't do it on the turntables as much as I do. I just do it for the community, so that because then it sparks inspiration for everyone else. They're like, yo, like,
who made you mad, bro?
Huh? Hey man, when I battled, bro, I had a short ass temper. I would like throw the needles or throw my records and shit.
Shit,
Yeah, dude. I was bad about it, but that's a good question. But it was 100% about that. It's just the core value of being a battle DJ.
That's sick.
Just kind of keeps it running.
That's cool.
So,
That's cool.
even after DMC, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do after DMC. I could run this thing forever, but I could also do something that is more within my wheelhouse and kind of end it there. Because as you get older, you're like, okay, I want to. I'm doing all these great things for other people. At some point, I got to look inside and say, what can I do that's me, but still have that same effect? Like, okay, if I do focus on something like this, like Battle Ave or whatever, can I have the same success in all these other scenes? And so I'm always constantly trying to challenge myself. So,
sick.
Jovie, why don't you ask him finally?
What did I ask him?
No, finally ask him, dude. It's a DJ name, dude.
Oh, yeah. I'm always teased about this, but I always want to know how your DJ name was coined.
Oh.
Go for it.
So, my first name is Anthony. My middle name is Rico. And one of my very first name was pretty cornball. It was just Menace. And I was trying.
Wait, tell me. Pretty cornball is your name?
Yeah. No. No. It was Menace. Not pretty cornball. You guys didn't get that for a sec, did you?
I know.
But I was trying to figure, because that right around the time I discovered turntablism, I was watching a lot of turntable TV, and they were always calling QQ short, Mike. I was like, fuck, I want a name like that. I don't want my fucking people calling me Menace. I felt that was cornball. And so one of my good friends, she's like, why don't you just put your name together? And it first came out as Antriks because it was Rico. But I was like, that sounds a little too, I needed to flow better. And so I just added the S. So,
nice.
Real simple. Yeah.
It works, man.
Yeah. Some people think it's my real name, so it's worked exactly how I expected it to.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
That's your real name. It's funny. Like for Rayted-R, for some reason, people thought my name was Ted.
Oh,
like, why not Ray? I wanted to put Ray in it, but all of a sudden I take the second half. It does not make any sense.
You just kept on calling you Ted.
Cool. Yeah, it's like, hey, Ted, what's going on?
No, I play it. Like I do some work with Dropbox too, and they call me Antriks. I always let people know my DJ name. And that's the cool thing about being in this as a profession is, Russell Simmons? He always talked about how he would go to like white collar events or, these really investor meetings, still wearing a ball cap, still wearing a hat, to show that where he's from, that he can be here too. And so whenever I'm in these corporate meetings, like with Dropbox, or even Rain knows me as Antriks. They thought my name was Antriks when they onboarded me. But I play it, dude. It's kind of nice.
Antrico.
Yeah.
Cool. That's dope. I like that.
Yeah, right on.
What's next for preparation for Japan? Like, I know it's in October, right? That's Worlds.
Yeah, October is Worlds. October is going to be kind of a 2-day event. So October.
Oh shit.
Yeah, October 10th is going to be the classic Skratch and the Supremacy battle, and then October 11th is going to be the DMC Open final with it's a different venue, still within Shibuya. But and then Thursday is kind of a welcome reception, so kind of a VIP. Like if you're in town, definitely if you guys are in town, let me know. I'll get you guys in there. But I think right now it's all logistics, just making sure we got the marketing right, making sure we got our lineup correct. I can't say too much about the lineup, but I can say we're celebrating DMC's 40th anniversary the way that I think we should. So to kind of come up with dream. I started to create this graphic of all the champions throughout the years, and I was going to put it out on social media to kind of get people to pick their best from each era, or from the 80s, 90s. So we're thinking, our lineup. If I could tease that a little bit, but we're looking at our lineup in that vein. Like, how can we do a great service to the Turntablist community?
Wow.
And think about Japan too. Japan's history. Like think about who's won, who's iconic, who you have not seen in a while. Maybe they're gonna definitely be there in some vein, and it's really about improving the experience overall. So there will be sessions. Like we're trying to develop a Skratch session there, and we're trying to develop just the overall experience for everybody coming in from around the world. So that's a lot of Excel sheets and fucking emails and Zoom meetings right now.
Imagine.
But we're working towards it. Like we're just trying to make this fun. Like Japan's known for toys and shit. Like there should be some commemorative shit that's DMC toy related. Like we should feel like a kid going. Like we should feel like we're in a turntable TV going to Tokyo.
Right.
So that's the whole focus, just getting that vibe right with the people that I'm working with. So yeah,
this one's gonna be big then, huh?
This one is gonna be big because it's DMC's 40th anniversary. It's Technique's 60th anniversary.
Oh shit!
So we're looking at that too.
Wow.
There's some of the activations we're putting together. Like in the people that we're bringing out, we're really trying to show that we're celebrating. The anniversary of DMC, and some of the people that are even just involved with the campaign this year.
Wow.
You may have not seen for a while. And we're just pulling, like, I don't know if you guys know about the Japan national champions, but some of them are like way out in the country now doing other things. They're not even involved in DJing.
Oh wow.
And so yeah, they have to bullet train in order to be a part of what's going on. And yeah, so it's kind of cool to reconnect with a lot of these people that have done something for, and we even said this in some other podcasts, that without Tony Prince really in the DMC brand, we think that maybe Turntablism might have not survived because of the DMC platform. Like it's the longest running platform out there. And as far as much as I've done as Battle Ave, I still have to respect that. Like without DMC, I don't think a lot of this, because we didn't have anything to look up to as the pinnacle of all of this.
Yeah.
And so, there's some plans around Tony Prince too, because, he's getting older and we want to pay respects to him, and it should be fun. Just imagine, like, I don't know. I'm trying to be a kid about it. Let's put it that way. And just trying to come up with pitch everything I can think of that we should be doing, and try and do it. So
that's cute as fuck.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Dude, you're my hero, bro. Straight up, man. Doing a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
My wife keeps telling me I should be coming up with a fucking like a book or some kind of, not a book to sell, but like somewhat of a memoir of everything that I've done.
Yeah. Should document it for sure.
Yeah. And when I look in my garage or my rooms, I see everything that I've done.
That's it.
And there was a point where I felt like I don't know what else I can do from here. Everything that I've done, like my biggest dream was traveling to Japan with the Pickles. That was my only dream as a turntablist.
Wow.
Other than winning the DMC World Finals, right? That was my only other dream. And when I did that with them, I always felt like I don't know what to fucking do next. And then from there, I just kept coming up with things like, oh, it'd be dope if I did a Serato vinyl. It'd be dope if I did this. It'd be great if I created a tour for Turntablism again. Just trying to put things in the air and have it come to fruition is kind of what it is. So with the DMCs, yeah, dude. It's just, I didn't think I'd ever run the DMCs. That's not where I really expected to be.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. I appreciate that you guys recognize it. I try not to look back too much on it, but when you guys mention like, damn, you guys did so much, that is a lot of shit. I did do a lot of shit. I'm involved with a lot.
Yeah,
and it just flies by, bro. It flies by.
Definitely does. Hey, and so like we're gonna close it out very soon, but like any advice for the DJs aiming for the DMCs right now?
Yeah, just make sure you know how to count bars. You submit by June 15th if you're entering the wild card. Come to Tokyo. Even if you're not entering, come to Tokyo if you want to be inspired about this. And follow our social media so you can actually learn more about what this is about. Listen to podcasts like yours and the Step Up podcast. Don't be afraid to ask any of us questions either. I think that's the major thing about the classic is some people, want to know what it takes to win. And the best thing to do is ask your peers, ask the past champions, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to want to achieve something and put yourself in front of people that you may not think that you can ever talk to, because I put myself in front of a lot of my heroes and I just said, fuck it, I'm going to talk and see if they respond. And sometimes I say the wrong thing and if it's an awkward moment, but most of the times they become my friends. So I definitely think anybody who's looking to battle, do your homework, number one, but also put yourself out there to meet everyone. And I think things will go well.
Damn. Well spoken, bro. Thank you.
Well said, man. Well said.
Once again, thank you, Antriks. Man, Battle Ave,
you guys.
In session, DMC, everything that you've done. Thank you for your contribution to this art, the industry, to all of us individually too, bro. Like, thank you so much for everything you've done, man. Thank you for spending time with us too, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate you guys, man. Keep doing this. Keep growing the culture. Let's work together whenever you guys want to.
Yes.
I'm open to anything, especially some of those ideas. But I appreciate you guys too, man. Without you guys, I probably would just go into something else like selling insurance.
Stop.
Yeah, man.
Stop.
Thanks,
I'm glad it's you that's doing it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate it. I wish there was more of us up here doing it, because it's a battle, to try and spread the gospel of what we're doing, because it has to make sense commercially and at the same time culturally. And I'm always there advocating for the cultural side. So that's the positive, I think, of me being in this position. So yeah, hopefully we can get more of you guys up here.
What's dope is that you're a good person. That's why.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, dude. It's the upbringing. Plus it's the kids. I was a pretty just quiet guy, but now that I got kids, man, like, it's kind of opened up a whole new world.
Yeah. So, right.
Yeah. True. You just want to give and my kid's got a girlfriend now, and I'm like, dude, this is amazing. So I'm like, hey man, make this romantic playlist for her, play these beats.
No. What?
So it's just fun, because I'm just trying to live, I'm in my 40s, so I'm just trying to live my life now, and just and I don't give too much of a shit about being someone. I care more about of what I'm able to share, before I'm done with this. So yeah, man, I appreciate that, P.
Hey, and so anything you need to plug, like let them know where to find you, or maybe you want to hide out for now because you're doing so much shit. I don't know, but yeah, and everything.
No. Yeah, man. I mean, find me online. It's all good. I'm here anywhere. Feel free to message me, email me, social media. DMC. If you look at any of the brands that I run with, DMC, Battle Ave, DMC USA, it's me behind there in those DMs. So I'm open to anybody. So I appreciate you guys.
Dope. Thanks, Anna. Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, and ended early too, so I appreciate that. I can cook dinner for my kids, bro.
Nah.